Hello everyone, good evening, welcome to Into the Breach. I gave a brief overview of what the game is and what it's like and how we're going to play it when I did the tutorial mission in the previous video. If you didn't watch that, no worries. It is a strategy indie game, roguelike-ish sort of thing. We're a bunch of time-traveling mechs going back into the past trying to stop aliens from wiping out humanity, big old creepy alien bugs. We're starting a brand new game, haven't done anything yet. We're on our first island. We're the default setup mech units. And here we go. So we can go to the exhibits archive. There's 2 money as a reward. That's pretty good. We want power. We don't want a little bit of power right now. Like 2 would be good. Defend the satellite launches? That could be cool. I don't know if I've ever done that before. And then the renovation complex. Block Vec from spawning 3 times. And protect the power generator. We haven't really dealt with spawning. That wasn't really a thing in the tutorial mission. Vec did spawn in the tutorial mission, but, you know, blocking it and interacting with it we didn't really deal with. We got 4 missions. I would like to get at least 2 power. Yeah, we'll do the renovation complex. By the way, the music in this game done by Ben Prunty, the same guy that did the music for FTL. This is the same company that made FTL. They made this game. This is their follow-up. I love this music. It is so good. It's one of my favorite things about a game that I already love everything about. Yeah, renovation complex. We get to see what the level looks like, kind of. It has proximity mines. That's so cool. We were conducting excavations in this region when the Vec came, using old... We were conducting excavations in this region when the Vec came. We were using old Earth proximity mines. The Vec didn't show up using the proximity mines. That doesn't make sense. I don't like the sentence. You may be able to use the mines against the Vec. We absolutely will. 4 things are going to spawn right away, right out the gate. But proximity mines are great. So yes, here we go. 3 scorpions, which kind of sucks, and a firefly. Scorpions are obnoxious because they web you. They tie you down so that your mech can't move. If they tie down our punchy robot, haha, joke's on you, you're getting punched. But if they tie down like our artillery or something, that's when things get kind of rough. So we get to pick where we're going to place our mechs. We can place them anywhere within the yellow zone here. Our 2 objectives, block Vec from spawning 3 times. We'll deal with that when, you know, Vec are going to spawn. And we have to protect the power generator, which is this building right here. I mean, I also just want to protect every building because that's what we do. We're good Earth citizens like that. Let's put you just like right in the middle. We'll put our tank over here. And our artillery, I want it, ideally, like, our artillery can lob things really far away, right? So ideally, I'd like it just moving around in the back lines here and lobbing shots from afar. It only has 2 health. It is the least healthy of our units. Everybody else has 3. But it can't shoot adjacent to it. So if it gets webbed by like a scorpion or something, then that kind of sucks for us. So generally speaking, I'm going to be arraying things, you know, like this. I apologize if this is all annoying me trying to explain like what I'm doing and thought process and stuff. Hey, proximity mines, perfect. But I do like trying to talk and explain and think out loud as we go through this, especially the first time, right? You know, this is my very first mission. Here we go. So we have Alana Volkov, we have Isla Sanchez, and we have Ralph Carlson. Ralph Carlson is our only, like, quote-unquote real pilots, like one of the ones that you can unlock. He's the one that you start with. So he starts with a bonus special ability, gain 2 experience per kill on top of whatever else he gets per kill. The other 2 are just like generic pilots, so they will still level up and still earn cool things. You can have AI pilots that don't level up, but they don't start with their own bonus skill. They don't have a special like Ralph does. Okay, so this is obnoxious. These are where the 3 Vec are going to be spawning next turn, so we ideally want to deal with as many Vec right now as we can. Old Earth Mine. Any unit that stops on this space will trigger the mine and will just die. which is real cool. Vec need to be blocked from spawning. So emerging Vec. Vec will emerge here next turn. Any unit blocking this space will take 1 damage and will delay the spawn. It doesn't stop them from spawning altogether, it just, they won't spawn on this turn. They'll damage whatever as they try to pop out, and then they'll try to pop out again next turn. So if you're not careful in this game, 4 turns, things can snowball out of control very, very quickly. Like, if we don't kill all 3 of these Vec, if we just leave them all alive, then next turn we're dealing with 6. That's a lot for 3 units that can move once and then shoot once every turn. So, things just to keep in mind. We're going to put the artillery... And here's the thing. We can shoot here and push the Firefly this way and just drown it and then it's dead. Or we could shoot here on the water tile and push the Firefly that way, at which point it's blocking the spawn, but it isn't going to shoot. When it shoots, if this guy's still here, it'll take a damage. Or, anywhere in the blocking the line of sight. If I, move, I can't move him right now because he's webbed, but, if we free him from the web, move over here, punch this thing, it'll move onto this, it'll die to the mine. Then our prime mech, Ralph, is going to be standing here, and he'll get shot. That's right, he could take a damage. We would block one of those. That is one of our missions. I don't want to lose that power. So we could do that. The downside is then we're going to have 1... 2, we're gonna have 4 Vec to deal with next turn, and that could be bad. That could be real bad for us. But I do want to get to work on blocking things. So, push you. Yeah, because everybody can only move 3, right? He can only move 3. He's webbed, so he can't move right now. You can see quick overview of your units, your mechs, whatever you're highlighting, just right here at the top. So movement. The mountain means it's massive, it won't drown. And then the green just means I'm standing in a forest. So if the forest is damaged, then it lights on fire. That will be a concern later in the game, probably, possibly. It'll be something that we're going to see, almost certainly. It happens. Poor trees. But not an issue right now. So we'll shoot this one for 1 damage, more importantly push it away, which breaks the webbing. Meaning that you can punch this one into the mine. Seems like a waste of a perfectly good mine because he's already going to take 2 damage and be close to dead. But, whatever. We'll do this. Like I said, he is going to shoot, so we are going to take 1 damage, but that's... okay, that's acceptable. We can take a damage. We got 3 health. Mechs can be repaired. They auto-repair at the end of every mission, so long as they don't die. Ew. Ew. Okay, good. I like when they just kind of take care of themselves for us. That's very nice. This is awful. This is real bad. So this is a Scion. They're passive units. They provide a buff. This is a soldier Scion. The only type of Scion we're going to see here in the first island, I believe. All other Vec receive 1 additional max HP as long as the Scion is alive. So he doesn't get the bonus. Everybody else does. So you now have 3 health to kill. This is kind of rough. Theoretically, we could park our tank here. So we have a couple of options. I could park the tank here, block a spawn point. Great. Perfect. Awesome. I love it. We could also do something like this. Lob an artillery here. Now, it'll push towards the buildings. That doesn't do anything. If we actually shoot a building, it will, hurt the building. So don't do that. At least for now. So if we shoot you, it'll push the Scion over, blocking the spawn. It'll push our mech back this way, which breaks the web so he can move. Man, I really want that Scion to die. I really want that Scion to die. So I'm going to park my cannon mech here, my tank, and we're going to take a damage because the Vec are going to spawn, and we're just going to take a damage from that. But if I shoot the Scion, it takes 1 damage, it does an extra damage in the collision, the bug here takes the damage, and then these two will lose an HP. And I think that's best for us in the long run. I do think that's best for us in the long run. Now, I still want to get our mech out of this situation, so I am still going to proceed with the plan. I'm thinking, because I would love to block another spawn and just be done with the bonus objective, but it's okay. Another thing to note, especially with the objectives for blocking spawn points, Vec aren't going to spawn on the very final turn, so nothing will be showing up on the penultimate turn. So we have this turn, then we have like 1 more chance to block another spawn, which should be fine. We should be able to do it. Like, it should be easy peasy. I'm not too terribly concerned about that. So there we go. You're also free, so we can just punch a thing. And honestly, if I move... Ideally, I'd like to be parked next to a proximity mine so that if something comes to attack me, there's a chance they just land on the proximity mine and die. Just, you know, kind of a lazy sort of way of managing it, but that's what I'm after. That's what I want. So, we'll see, because there's also a good chance they just are going to hit the tank. And then you're dead. So, you know, good crowd control. We got everything killed. Only going to have 2 Vec to deal with next turn. We still got our artillery in the back who can just kind of shoot whatever it needs to shoot. You can rename all the pilots, too. I don't think that's a thing that I'm going to worry about right now. Okay, so perfect. Another thing worth noting is enemies will always all attack every single enemy before anything emerges. So if we come here and punch this guy, the Firefly will be here and it will block a spawn. Good, important, I love it. But it is still going to shoot, and it'll die when the spawning attempt happens, when it blocks it. That'll kill the Firefly, but it is still going to shoot, and I'm going to take another damage. We're almost done here, so I think it's easy enough to do this. Ta-da, spawn blocked. We can just eat that hit. It'll be fine. I could also use the artillery to push it one way or the other. Probably want to shoot here and push it that way, and then it would be on this spawn point, and it would shoot the mountain, and then we don't take the damage. On the flip side, though, we could literally do the exact same thing with this one and block a second spawn point. Another thing worth noting is it is a good idea to try to get experience early and try to level up as soon as you can, get the bonuses for your characters. So blocking lots of spawns is helpful for dealing with fewer Vec and kind of managing the number of things you're fighting. But fewer Vec means fewer things to kill. Fewer things to kill means less experience. It is just kind of a thing worth noting. If I stay here with the tank, we are going to take a point of damage from the spawn. So if this thing also shoots me, then the tank is dead, and I don't want that to happen. If the tank dies, if any of our mechs die in combat, then, you know, we can't use them for the rest of the battle. The pilot is gone. The pilot is toast. We don't get them back. But we will get the mech itself back at full HP for the next mission. It just doesn't have a pilot. It'll have an AI pilot that cannot level up. So you're not completely screwed if you let something die, if something accidentally dies. But, you know, it could be bad. It could cause problems in the long run. It's not great. It's not a great winning strategy. There's also a reset button. It lets you reset back to the start of the turn. You can only do it once per battle, period. Let's shoot you. And then we'll shoot here and push it onto the spawn. So now it'll shoot the mountain. You're going to take a damage, you're going to take damage. So both of these mechs are going to be down to only 1 health. So that's a little bit scary. Damage readouts are in the red. Oh no, we're down to low health. I think we'll be fine though. I think we'll be okay. I think we got this. Hey, especially if he just blows himself up on some proximity mines. Perfect. So if we really wanted to be picky about who gets the experience, we could. Ralph gets bonus experience. He's going to level up really, really fast. Great power early on because he just levels up really fast. And then everything that he kills later on just doesn't benefit the team because he's already at max level. So maybe we want to spread out the love a little more. We'll just shoot the thing directly. It's going to push him back. He's not being pushed onto a mine or anything, so that's totally okay. And then the experience goes to the artillery mech. Everybody else can still, like, do stuff. You can repair, by the way. You can always self-repair. Heal yourself 1 damage. Remove fire, ice, or acid if you're afflicted with any of those things. There's probably a way to heal adjacent targets because it lets you target these things. If there is, I've never seen it in the game. Again, I haven't played too terribly much, though. I've done what I can. Proper repairs will take time. Yes, yes they will. That's fine, though. And there we go. We did it. We win. First mission down. Hooray! We killed all the Vec. We blocked all the spawns. We saved the power generator. Perfect, perfect, perfect. With the Vec trapped underground, our old Earth relics on the surface are safe, and the people as well. Thank you, Riftwalkers. So we can see how much experience everybody got for all of that. We got 1 point of reputation. We got 1 unit added to the power grid. We saved all the people for our high score. Woohoo! That's great. And ta-da! There we go. Region secured. And now we have these other adjacent regions available. Very cool. Very cool. All right, so what do we want to do next? This is interesting. Remembrance Point and the battle with less than 4 mech damage. So we got to stop our mechs from taking too much damage if we can. Protect the coal plant. Warning, tidal waves. This is actually a really cool one. Defend the train. I hate trains. I hate train missions in this game. They're awful. We do want another unit of power just to fill up our power grid. So that would be great. More than that will boost the defense grid. So, you know, it's not... We don't want to necessarily stop there. But focusing on a lot of reputation is great. Buying lots of things, super good. Yeah, let's go to Remembrance Point. Let's see what this looks like. Okay, here we go. An offshore volcano is causing tidal waves along the coast and may help wash away Vec that are threatening the area. So we have the coal plant down here, Vec spawning. There's water along here, and because of the tidal waves, the water is going to be moving inwards and eating up more and more space. We'll see that here when we get going. Yeah, there we go. We can see high tide. This tile will become water at the start of the enemy turn. And it's at the start of their turn, so it'll happen before any enemy actions. The environment gets to go first. Actually, that's really good. It's really, really good. It's really important. It helps a ton for a lot of these missions. Always keep that in mind, that the environment pretty much always goes first. I don't know if that's a complete, absolute fact, but I have never seen the environment not go first. I think that's a good setup. All the people are so excited. Hundreds of people are in those buildings. Make sure they stay standing. Yep, so we got to see the water move in. Okay, this is actually rather unfortunate. You're gonna be a nuisance to deal with. And again, if we stand in the water, we're fine. We don't die, but we can't shoot. So don't do that. That's real bad. We're almost certainly Gonna have to move you here and shoot and knock this one over. The Hornet, it doesn't lock us down or anything, and it just hits the one tile. So if we just move, then it's not even a threat. We don't even have to worry about it. Or if we just push it out of the way or something. So also need to keep that in mind. Ideally, though, as silly as this is, we're going to shoot here, and it's going to kill the Hornet and do 1 damage here, and then we're just going to punch that one, and it's dead. Do I want to do that? Yes, because we have no other way of dealing with this thing. Another option would be an artillery here. We'd have to push this one twice, though. Yeah, no, that's not going to happen. So we will shoot here. Ralph is going to end up taking a point of damage. We have to keep an eye on that. Make sure we don't take too much. But it's just kind of what we got. It's what we got to do. You work with what you got, you know? That's okay. We can take one. We just can't take too much. Watch the tidal waves moving in. Hopefully something, you know, hangs out here and just drowns. We can just ignore it and it'll drown. So far that's a no. Hey, there's one. Now it sucks because our tank is webbed and it can't move. It actually sucks a lot. We could also just shoot it and push it into the water. Our tank can't really do anything else. This one concerns me, but again, we could just punch it and it's dead. This one also sucks. If we push it onto blocking the spawn, it'll still hit the buildings. So this one, we kind of have to push it this way. We have no way of getting a mech within range of attacking it. Even if this one was unwebbed, it only has a movement of 3. So that's what we got. And it's now going to just harmlessly attack that area. Yeah, I think Ralph just punches this one. It's dead. 3 things are going to spawn. One's just going to drown straight up. Or Isla can just push it into the water. I don't like that we're just bunched up here and we haven't been able to move. And I don't like that we can't block those. So we're going to have 4 Vec to deal with next turn. But I didn't see any other options there. It's okay, we're almost done. This is basically the last turn. This next one that's coming up. Hey, it's a Scion. That also is just awful. Okay, we can deal with you. If we shoot with our artillery right here, pushing this one back up against the wall, like, it doesn't do anything. We don't push it off the map. It doesn't die. It doesn't take damage from colliding with nothing. It's just fine. We have to... Ugh. There's an upgrade for this mech cannon, the Artemis. I mean, it doesn't matter because we don't have it. We can't have it right now. But if you shoot a building, it doesn't damage the building, but it still pushes everything adjacent to it. That sort of thing is really handy from time to time. Okay. Oh, this is rough. I think we're going to have to just take a hit against a building. I don't really see a good way around this. There's also an upgrade for the Titan's Fist that lets you dash punch. So you can move and then, like, dash over space and hit the thing. It's very handy. I wish we had any of these upgrades right now. Okay, so if we move you here and punch this one, then it's out of the way and it's harmless. Okay, so that's an option. It's a good option. It's what we got. We could push this one out of the way, the Firefly here, and then it would push back, like if we shot here. That doesn't do anything, and then the power plant's still taking damage. We could push this one over, block the shot, but then this one's going to shoot forward and hit the power plant. That's bad. We could shoot here. It'd push this one over. We would push this one into the building, so the building would take a damage from the collision, and then it would shoot doing another damage. That's, like, awful. We could shoot here and push this one over. Number 4 in the back here. If we move it over, it'll shoot hurting its friend. The friend will shoot. If we had some way of doing damage to that, that would be great, but I don't see it. So when the tiles turn to water, we don't automatically die. So my mechs won't drown. The flying Scion also will not drown, I believe. This is unfortunate. Yeah, I really just don't see a way to avoid taking the damage because this guy's blocking my movement, so I can't like get around. Otherwise, it would be nice to get in there and punch. If I kill it, then that's one of our mechs turns used up. Again, I don't want to push anything this way because we're trying to prevent the coal plant from taking any damage at all. If I shoot the artillery here, it would push our mech out into the water. So he can get over here and punch. But again, that doesn't help our situation. Even if we like move you here and knock this one down and then shoot our mech. Yeah, we have no way of... We have no way of we could shoot like here, we could push our own mechs around. It's not just the enemies that we can push around. But there's nothing that's really going to help us. I mean, honestly, like, shooting the building would be pretty decent. We'd push this guy out over the water, doesn't kill him, push this one back. 1, 2, 3. Nope, we still can't get close enough to punch this one or to block the shots. So I think we just kind of have to do this. Because the Scion's not going to, like, automatically drown or anything, let's just kill it. And we wouldn't have enough damage to take out the Scorpion here anyway, so even if I punched it, it'd only do 2 and knock it over. So this way we guarantee somebody gets experience, rather than everything still being alive. You're going to shoot your friend in the back, doesn't matter, it's still going to live. We're just going to take... We have an 18% chance of not taking damage. Ooh, that's 18 now. Ralph leveled up. He got 3 grid defense. We got an extra 3% chance. So, there's a tiny chance we don't take damage here, but I don't really see a way around it. This is just what we got. Just how it had to go. 3 Vec live, but you know what? We got both of our objectives met. Can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs, So there we go, your mechs are barely scratched. That'll allow us to assign our repair crews to emergencies in other regions. Perfect. Maybe not perfect. Fantastic. Cool. So there we go. He got promoted, and in case we missed it, he got 3 extra grid defense. It's not awful. It's fine. And then we got 1 for actually completing the objectives, so we're kind of back to square one here.